And we're now getting some breaking news on the broadcast. We're learning that the Lokpal of India wants to buy 7 high-end BMW cars worth nearly 70 lakh rupees each and has now floated an official tender for the same. CNN News 18 has accessed a copy of this tender document that is dated the 16th of October. The Lokpal presently is a 7-member body with a chairperson and 6 other members. And now they want 7 BMWs. That is what the tender suggests. 7 high-end luxury cars. A tender now being floated by the Lokpal of India, and that copy has been accessed by CNN News 18. Remember, the Lokpal of India wants to buy these 7 high-end BMW cars. All of this is worth 70 lakh each, and we're talking about 7 cars. That tender copy is also something that we have in our, we are privy to that tender copy. And we are learning that these cars that have been wished for are 3 Series 330 Lease Sport, which is with a long wheelbase, and this is what the Lokpal of India really wants to acquire. My colleague Aman Sharma, who has this exclusive piece of information, is joining us from the CNN News 18 newsroom. Aman, what really is going on? Lokpal of India wanting to acquire these 7 high-end luxury vehicles. Question is why?
Yes, Greha, we have a copy of this tender which has been issued by the Lokpal of India on 16th October. The tender says that the Lokpal wants to procure 7 high-end BMW cars. The market value of each of them is around rupees 70 lakh. So the total procurement would cost about rupees 5 crores. Lokpal, as we all know, is an anti-corruption body which was formed a few years back, and which has been tackling and handling corruption complaints against government officials. And it has a body with a chairperson and 6 other members presently. So that is why the Lokpal is looking for 7 of these high-end cars. And what is raising eyebrows is the cost of this procurement. At a time when the government has been stressing on Swadeshi, government has been pressing on Atmanirbhar Bharat, government has been stressing on austerity as well. Question marks being raised by some on this high-end purchase being made by the Lokpal, and what we hear is that the Lokpal wants these cars pretty quickly as well. They even specified the exact model of the car which is wanted by them in this particular tender, which is the latest BMW 3 Series 330 Li Sport long wheelbase model. This was launched just in February and March this year by the BMW. So these are the exact cars, all in white color, that the Lokpal is seeking for. And this is also, raises, as I said, some question marks on the policy of austerity or on the policy of Swadeshi. What we are also hearing that the tender says that all these cars are to be delivered within 2 weeks of the supply order being issued by the Lokpal of India. And as I was already mentioning, some raising questions because Lokpal is the first institution of its kind established under the Act to tackle corruption in public life. It consists of a chairperson and members who are either members of the judiciary or non-judicial members. Presently, as I said, the Lokpal is a body of a chairperson with the 6 other members presently. So this purchase by the Lokpal is obviously now being in the eye of a storm. And we have this document dated 16th October, and these cars, if the purchase goes through, could be arriving with the Lokpal of India by the end of next month.
Absolutely, Aman. This is definitely underlining fancy choices by the Lokpal of the country, since they exactly have zeroed in on the model of the car, the luxury vehicle that they want. Is this how they are going to be, in fact, fighting corruption? Because they are supposed to be doing that. And right now, what we see coming to fore is this tender for 7, not 1, but 7 luxury vehicles.
Well, yes, Greha, it remains to be seen whether, this is proper, because as I was reading up the rules, and the Lokpal of India is usually entitled to the same perks and the same allowances and facilities as the Chief Justice of India, and the members of the Lokpal are entitled to the same facilities as any other Supreme Court judge. But clearly raises a lot of question marks, and we have some people now putting out statements on social media asking that instead of focusing on corruption and acting as a anti-corruption ombudsman, many questions have been asked even on the effectiveness of the Lokpal in recent years, because this body was formed a few years back, but we are still to hear any big fish as such being, indicted by the Lokpal of India. So how effective the body is functioning has also been questioned by some. And at such an occasion, to buy 7 high-end BMW cars for the 7 members of the Lokpal, where the total purchase could run up to almost rupees 5 crores, is of course raising some question marks.
Absolutely, Aman. Thank you so much for all of that information. Anything but austere, this piece.